There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to
back at you this week, and I want to thank you all for continuing to making us go across some milestones, and we're getting a bunch of subscribers, and I understand that there's a lot of material out there, and you guys are chiming in on us, and we're making it move forward, and you guys are giving us the energy. And what I'd like for you guys to do right now is click the subscribe button, click the like button, because the following question I'm going to answer is a question that deals with 3 distinct kicks within Savate boxe française, Savate d'andTendue, and the older 2 counterparts of boxe française and Savate. And those are Frontal Reverse, Lateral Reverse, and Tendue. And I'll tell you what each one is. We're going to see some demonstrations of which one is for you guys to be practicing, and the reason why they have changed now. The kicks of the French martial arts of Savate d'andTendue are still taken from Savate boxe française, and there's only 3 distinct motions on how to kick. One is a fouet, whip-like motion, in which that category has its own kicks. Second is balancé, or balance motion, and it has its own separate kicks in that category as well. And the last is chasse, where you have the chasse, the piston-like motions, and they have their own distinct kicks as well. You have kicks that are used in the ring, and you got kicks. When I grew up in the system, when I was going up through there, that each club, each region had its own select regional kick, of what I coined regional kick. And that's what a lot of people don't say, oh, well, you should do it this way. Yes, a lot of kicks. You have to realize that in Savate, in boxe française, you had a lot of clubs, you had a lot of people practicing. Guess what? You might end up getting in a fight with somebody you don't know that trains boxe française across Paris or across France. Things like that occur. It happens all the time. It happens in the United States. It happens in Laredo. You get in a fight in the street with somebody that's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or something else, so you have to understand how to combat against them. That's what people do not understand about the martial arts, about true martial arts schools, true fighting schools, true schools that teach pugilism. So when you're understanding and you're training a science of fighting, pugilism, you will have regional aspects, regional ways, regional combinations, stylistic preferences for those clubs. Remember, in the 80s and 90s, and of 90 to about 94, 95, you can still detect a person of which club he came from, whether he came from Clichy, Bobigny, Saint-Denis, Rueil-Malmaison, Incep, Toulouse, Marseille. Where did he come from? You kind of understood how he fought because you already knew those stylistic differences. Right now, everything's a cookie cutter. They're great, phenomenal athletes, don't get me wrong. But everything's ABC, 1, 2, 3, jab, cross, low line, fouette. So you have to understand what and how the French grammar, how the language is written grammatically, and compare it to what's going on now, okay? If I would tell you, just like in French, you know, fouette de jambe avant, okay, so I'm telling you, front leg fouette, high line, okay? Rear leg chasse frontal, low line. Rear leg fouette, high line. So In French, that's the way it's said, but they also add this: rear leg, front leg. So you have to, when you get some of these manuals and people start looking, they kind of say, wait a minute, this was the name of the kick. No, you have to look at it. Now, the 3 kicks that I was asked the question of is frontal reverse, lateral reverse, and Tendue. 3 different kicks. 2 kicks of the same mechanics, balance motion, and 1 fouet motion. The fouet motion is a lateral reverse, which is also known as grupe lateral. Okay? Now, what happens now is that everything is known as reverse. Oh, he did a reverse. So what do you lose? You lose the technical kick and everybody just does whatever they want. And if you get better at it, it really doesn't care because you're just trying to just shoot out how fast you can get. So reverse also became for anything spinning. In the language, how it's, if you're going to do a spinning kick, it's tornat, okay? Now everything here is reverse. Okay? So they're not telling you what it was. But back in the 90s, back when I was training, back the way I was taught, the way I teach, and the way I think my opinion is, the way it should be taught, you have to know how to kick, know the name, know what it's for, and move forward. So right now I'm going to show you all the 3 differences of the kicks. Hopefully you enjoy it. Hopefully you all can better yourself. As we're touching base, we're going to explain the 3 differences in the 3 different kicks from a frontal reverse, lateral reverse, and Tendue. The only one that is not a balanced kick is a lateral reverse, because the lateral reverse is a fouet. And I'm going to show that first, okay? And I'm going to go high line. I'm here with my son. I'm going to go high line and go rear leg, lateral reverse. You see how it flicks at the end? Okay? It's not a hook kick, as many people claim it is. It's not. It's a lateral reverse. In the world of Savate, a lateral reverse now is called a grupe or grupe lateral. You can hear that word. And today's world, the masses just call it reverse, which should be wrong. This is lateral reverse, once more. Lateral reverse. Okay? Now we're going to go with the 2 balance techniques. Frontal reverse. Frontal meaning I'm forward. Everything is forward. My shoulders, my hips, my knees is pointing forward when I'm delivering the kick. So frontal reverse. Okay? Again. Again. All right. Now we're doing a Tendue, which is actually a frontal reverse lateral, sideways. Okay? And it's extended, which means Tendue. So Tendue was a slang for this kick. Tendue. Back. Do it again. Back. Do it again. Back. Okay? And always understand that you can do it high line, midsection, and low line. Okay? All 3 of them can be done that way, and all 3 of them can change. So remember, frontal reverse, lateral reverse, and Tendue are 3 distinct kicks. And what I'm going to leave you with this is continue training, continue bettering yourself, and always be safe. Until next time, much peace.
Best kept secret of Laredo. Buitron Academy. 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.